somebody took money out of his domain in an irretractable way. Upon his words, means you are doing the when I did an action, irretractable action of destroying money for you, or risking money for you, right away, you mischayev as if you got the money. You have the whole full amount of money, as if you received it.
Why is that? Why is it you?
She wants to do kiddushin. She exchanged it.
Was that part of the agreement?
Because both studying is akno. Is zoichel aisha v'chotzer la'atzmo. You don't need to zoichel. Is a chiyuv automatically. Soon my 10 kids. Soon my children. Soon banov, soon bnei acherim. And yes. Right. Yerushalmi brings two stories.
Rav Yitzchak.
The Rabban brought to Yerushalmi that the loive is zochelinch. Yes. And that's what he said. If it's cheresh, it's no good. Comes the Rabban and says no. I agree to the deal of Yerushalmi that if I give it to a loive which is a cheresh, will not work, but not for a different reason. Because she can reach, because the money will never win out. My schayvus, the org of his schayvus, that's only when the money is not irretractable. Without a domain, without retracting. But if they can retract, can take it back, doesn't bring his schayvus something. When the org of his chayav, when the money is low, when you did a maisa, taking money out of you, it is lost, it's irretractable. You can take it back. It's not a maisa, it's a mechayev. It's not a maisa, it's not an action, it's a mechayev of the org. But the chiyuv is on the gavra, the org. Not like no of the loiv of the malvin. So here when the org, somebody lost, gained money out of it upon his mouth, upon him, he's chayav right away. Soon bli, soon bro shalachayim. What's this raya? This raya is if the shoyel tells the mashil, Akesh v'makel, hit with a stick the cow and let it come to my house and mischayev on sim. Right? He says no, according to the Rash, mischayev din orev, but the halacha is, he says, like Shmuel, that is potu if they die. Why? Because Akesh v'makel never went out his domain. He can take it back. Should take it down. So since he never left his domain, even though he went out of his domain, but never went somebody else's domain, so he always can retract. The halacha is there is potter. Yeah. That's the pas Rabbeinu Hanan the Rambam. So we see from this that in order to be a mischayvus of arvut, it's not definitely not the malvin, it's not the cross of the malvin, because if why when the poet dies, it's potter must be as long as he took it out of him, should be makane to the orev. Makane to the shoyel. It's a shamina mino, he says. That the achrayus of a man doesn't start. The chiyuv of achrayus, of shiabut, of arevus, doesn't start if he can retract. That's what it means. They cannot take it back. But if to the sea, it cannot be irretractable. Says adayin ani oimer that yichayev. Okay, this is the Ramban, which is very similar to
Rabbi Yitzchak.
Gemara, turn the page, top of the page, it looks like the Ramban is very similar to the Pnei Yehoshua. Gemara, we'll see. No, Pnei Yehoshua. One page before. On top of the page, there's two small paragraphs. Half the page is empty. Gemara.
Don't think he hears you. Rabbi Yitzchak.
Okay.
Mashma. You can infer from this with pshitus and simplicity. Even though he didn't tell her marry me, after he gave the money to Pliny. Afiloch Mikudeshes. The first the first move of the Pnei Yoshua. 1 second. The first move of the Pnei Yoshua is she tells the man, it's just a statement. Then that man goes and he gives money to Pliny. And after he gives it, he searches for her. And he finds her and he tells her, I want to marry you. I am Kodesh B'moneh shenosati. Not b'moneh shani noisem. Not the money that I'm giving. Money that I gave. Gave is past tense, right? The shova. There's a problem. If that's true, how can the husband mashma b'pshitus? The afal gab. The l'shelo yomar lo iskat shiriyah la'achar. La'achar. What is la'achar in Shleimeh? After. Shano someone employing afilo chimikudesh as v'kashili. I have a problem with this. Who says Rashi said it's not so? I just thought I didn't say about Karen. I just said it because you bother me. What does Rashi say not so, Rabbi? Where? Yes. What's what? That's Rashi. Let's see Rashi. Let's see the Rashi. 1 second. Let's see Rashi. Rashi says, when he gave it to him, actually, Noslo means this could be the same moment, or after doing a request, then he went back and told him, it doesn't say when. No, it's not the same time. It's not the same. It's not the same time. The Pasha is not so. When the woman tells the man, go give money to Pliny, Pliny's standing here. He's not standing. 1 second. It's not there. Yes, that was my Yuga first day. Yes, no. So no,
it means he wasn't present.
Since Rashi said means he wasn't around. Which point of the Gemara or Rashi? 10 money Pliny means give money to Yaakov. I had 10 money loy. Okay, that's not mamish a deal. But the Kala, I'm saying also from Rashi, the Kala Shenosto means she's not Mekudeshes now because she didn't give it yet. He gives it. Then he told her Iskachi, but he told her the same moment. She went with him to Pliny. Simply, he went himself. And then when he meets her, he tells her, I did it. I'm a Kodesh. That's the Pnei. No, he says it. The husband says it. The man says it. The question is when. But when did he say it? It could be after. The Gemara didn't make no chilukim. It's mashla. Even he went on his own and he gave it to her, and he came back and he told it's good. Because
I need the money to Pliny.
Yes. Yeah.
If he doesn't say that, he ain't kiddushin.
Right.
Because ain't kinyan.
Right. Partially, the Rashi has a kash. Okay, I'm sorry. I used that tough words. The Rashi said, I don't care for Rashi. I mean to say he's not our focus. How do I care for Rashi? Kashi, you have a kashi. Nei di alfinan mi orem. True that we learn from orem. B'chai gavna in such a case, mishtabit. True that I learned from orem, and in such a case, he's mishtabit. And the woman, the woman, nasit orev by loan is mishtabit such a way, and lend money to Pliny, so he lends it, and he meets me back, and says, I did what you said. Be nice is orev. He's still. Yes. He agrees Apshan the Ramban. The only thing in my mind is, when the guarantor tells the lender, lend money, the lender needs to meet back the guarantor says, I did it. But the fact he doesn't, boom, obligates it. One second. You don't need to inform the Meshaleach. He did it. Go and do it. He did it. Finish. What do you have to say to him? What? Why Kiddushin is a dean of Kiddushin that he has to exchange the Choiv to Kiddushin. And he needs to do. Kika Chishisha, not her. She said, and he did. She's a Mischayv and Orev. But where's the Kiddushin? She said she's Mekudeshes. She cannot Mekadesh herself. She has to say again. But by Orev, you don't need to say again. By Orev, once it's done, boom. Done deal. The Chiyuv is there. So that's how I don't understand so much Akasha of the Mishnah. But let's see what he says. Be nice is Orev. He says, Zakati milveru. It's alone. Why? Okay, when the Bishas Kiddushin, since in the moment of Kiddushin, Ein obein b'yad ploini is not bein b'yad ploini. By orein, darei was a schal, when I give it. By Kiddushin, he has to go back to her and tell her, I did what you said and I want to marry you. And exchange our reins. So the Choyra on the time of Kiddushin is marrying her on all the reins. So it's Ein obein b'yad ploini. So therefore it's the Mekadosh v'milveh in the Mekudeshes. והרשב"א ושאר הפוסקים כוסבו, דהרי שומר לו עסקת שלי בענו זו שנוסעתי, that I gave לפלוני מונה עבורך. The question is come back again. When he tells her I'm marrying you with money that I gave, it's gone already. It's milvah loitzonisness. It's virtual money. It's gone. Conceptual money. No. It's straight in the question. And we see Rashba and Shar Poiskim actually said that that's a shot. And the Rashi, Rabbi Shlomo, I don't know what he means. But the Rashba and the Shar Poiskim is killing Ba'anosh Nosati. So Meile is Loi Bishas Alvo. Saying Obein Biat Ploini. And what do we bring from the law of Orev of the rich world? Zela shoyne bechidush. Kasha nerashbo. Kasha nerashbo is no bein biyat ploini b'shas kiddushin. It's milveh. It's milveh, and we know mekadosh b'bilein mekudeshes because it's not bein. So according to the Rashba, it's not bein. It's mekudeshes.
At the end or at the beginning? When you say Shas Kiddushin?
Shas kiddushin means when he gives the money, she comes with him to ploini. And he says, Aram Kodesh ben Sinazu, the ploy. That's good. But if it's done already, and he tells Aram Kodesh Bemoni Shanosati Leploini Mone Avurech, it's already a debt. The Kaddish Ben Bil Vein Kodesh is because Bil Veloitzoni, it's spent already. It's acquired. It's not there, not being. You have to do the Maise Kicha and the Maise Dibu at the same time. If it's ready to spend, it's not finished. It's not, I didn't give her anything. Rashi says, we don't kicha kichim is there for him. The yoiv midi b'shas kicha. Who can Rashi in the Vav on the base? Rashi learns it from the Apostle. Eine mekudeshes, the kichom is there for him. The yoiv midi b'shas kiddushi. So we learned that, the end of last month, that we learned from the word ki kachishisha, that bisman akicha, you need to give the money. When it's already eino be'eina, in the time of kiddushin, that's the time of kiddushin. In lo yoiv lo midi, he already gave her. So how do you yoiv lo midi now? Yes.
So here, the woman, when he said give the money, it starts, and then when he gives at the end, then
Where did we learn about Kicha Richta?
Huh?
Where did we learn Kicha Richta? The Sin Richta by Girushin.
Comparison. Girushin Kiddush.
I don't know.
But here it can be like that, like when the woman says to him, give the money. And then at the end, with the money that I get,
there's a side problem of Yoiv lo midi, Kicha Kirim is there for Yoiv lo midi Mishas Kiddushin. That's his problem. Now, the Yeshua has few more very strong questions on the sukkah. The Maisel lo midin orev kosav agit from Kiddushin. The Chiyech yid orev mishtabed adano adino. So according to Reuben, we have an answer. Why? When she gets the Hana of Koras Ruach, when he tells her about it, not when he gives Ploini, when she found out that he relied on her and he gave the money, that's when she becomes Popeye. And when her chest gets blown up, she feels good. And the one moment she gets the Hana of Shavaputo, that he was Be'emuno or Shalpidibur to give nicest Retzoino and when he hears about it, when she hears about it, he can say, although the money he gave me before, and it's right now, it's already ain't obeying, but the Anos Puta is now, when she finds out about it.
The action is it's a little bit weird.
Why weird?
Because when you feel good, at the beginning when you give the order, so the father says to the child,
no, when you give order, but it's not done. You don't feel good unless you know it's done. When you know it's done, no, it's later when you know about it. When you know about it. So the point of the reason why it's that order Mishtav so there was no problem. Once upon this news, it's gone, it's finished, finito. It's ain't no bad, not true. I'm not the cottage with the money. I'm not the cottage with the money. Like the Yerushalmi about no, etc. No, it's not no. It's so then it's done. It's already done deal. It's past tense. No, I'm a kaddish right now when I know right now. Right now, I inform her that I did what she said. Right away, she feels good. More there are no as anos kveras ruach right now. If there are no as anos shimush, that he allowed her to use his money in her request when she has the ano, when it's done, not when she hears about it. If the anos kveras ruach, that's megavra, I feel good. That's only now when I know about it. There's anos shimush. It's when I did the shimush. She told me before do it, and he did what she said. At the moment she did what he said, that moment, that's the amount of the money she said. I tell her how's it up, but telling her, not telling her, has nothing to do with the amount she was, but she gave me she gave me instructions, and I did upon her instructions. She did. That's how I know. She was. Right. So I'm saying if Anoah Shimus, when is the moment of the Anoah Shimus? When he informs her and when he gave it away. Yes.
That's for the usage. It's the actual usage of the money that's the usage. The actual
Ego is not in the moment. That's not 2 days later when I meet her and I said what I told her. I did. Yes.
We have the background that he said that we actually use it for you. That's called usage. That was the round. There was 2 different views. Okay. Yeah. Of that.
Yeah, but then it doesn't starts in this kinyan, not in physical usage. When I'm coining money, that's what I'm like nene. I understand that. We read the Rambam that if you just took out of him as he could have as that. But when nene means we did a kinyan, not nene physically went to the store and bought something with it. That he didn't buy nothing with it. He left it in his bay and he left it in his megirah. No, it is nene because he acquired it. He has the ability to do it. When you acquire money, that's already ano. When I give you 1,000 shekels, that moment, when you acquire, that's your ano. You could do many things with it. It's your decision. I don't know. Okay, maybe somebody explain like that. But it's not the Pashas. The Pasha says, okay, but the Pasha is not moment. But either way, if the Pshat is like you say that he has to use it, he has to use it. So you're right. So as long as he uses it, it be 10 days, 20 days, a month, 2 years. As long as he's using it, that's the moment of Shasalvo. But if the point is Keras Ruach, right now, if it's the moment of acquisition or taking out of his domain, Anoah Shimus taking out of his domain, or Anoah Shimus that he acquired it, It's done deal already before. So the question comes back, ain't no bein miyad ploini. And if it's akno, it's also that moment of akno. If you don't know like the info, there's a noras, or like you want to say pshat Rashi and the Rambam. Then the ploini biglol means you have to have a physical akno. So then it continues. Otherwise, it doesn't work. What do you want to say, Chesky?
No, but for Rambam, a person that is not responsibly for a loan until his money is in her own, right? Is correct.
Correct.
According
Correct.
according
But when it's done, when that is done, then the person receives it. The ploini receives it. A day later, 2 days later. So the Yeshua's problem is when he meets her, they tell her he didn't give her at that moment something, and the Pasuk says Kiyika. The Yovel Midi, you have to give something at the time of Kiddushin. The time of the Kiddushin, it's already ain't obeying.
for Rashba, in this case, the benefit is directly with the woman, and she is out of the debt, right? In this
Yes.
case, as in comparison, in comparison of other, until they don't have benefits. I get lost.
Okay.
So the right of life.
But you know what? You're on the same field, the same in the same forest. On the path. Went on the path, suddenly went to the forest. But you, yes, you do. You are, Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. V'lichoyo yesh litmoy.
No, it's an obligation, even if you don't take nothing. Like the lake of Arab, it's obligate you even if you don't have benefit of, right?
Correct. But you have to have some kind of benefit.
Yeah, but what?
But not a real benefit. Yes, you're right. All the ma'isel medin orev. Sorry. V'lichoyo yesh litmoy. Comes up and Yeshua says, apparently there is to wonder. He says, something upon my words, I'm mischayev. So then I need to come on to Orev. Because always we stop at Bediba B'Leikinyan, you have to come on to Orev. We never heard how can a person be stopped at Bediba B'Leikinyan. They need a Chiddush of Orev. We know the Mile, that only be stopped at Bediba B'Leikinyan. But if you want to say that the Arevos is Ano, Nichoyo Yeshli Tmoya, the Alzelo Yotzorich Lovi B'Din Orev. I have to come on to Orev, I have no. The pshita bekul sugya, the simple know all the sugyas of Masechet Kiddushin. The eiche, the ano shomeputa bekuneshes. When I have ano shomeputa, voy, the ano shomeputa bekuneshes. And not only that, a person can be chayiv himself, he was not chayiv. Says, you know, I lend you money. I owe you money. And it was never a story. I made up a story. And says, you know what? I owe you $1 million. I lend it to you. You lend me $1 million. I made up a story. A person can make up stories and be chayiv himself. But Mesha no chayiv, we start with all, we learn from all. So from all that we learn that a person can be shabbat himself with normal, with deep alone. Right? In many places, we learned that. So we did the Gemara was needed to say the pleasure of belief. The only the law is done. It's not a finish. So you can't say I have a shiabu b'dibu. Shiabu b'dibu can only work when he did a ma'aseh of losing money upon my words. Did an act of lending, risking money, giving away upon my words. But as with no ma'aseh, the law was done already. And now after 30 days, 10 days, It's becoming itchy. He's afraid the buyer will not pay him back. So the buyer says, don't worry, I'll give you an oil. He brings an oil. So all of the things of the bonus, that's smart. Because all of it is started b'dibur alone, we do a mice upon his word, like we see in Choshim Simim. Say, mainly 1 second. He says, if all of it is b'dibur, so then it's not bad, it's milvin. And if all of it is unknown, so I don't have to come on this right now. I don't have to come into oil for that. And I know the whole mokim is shomeh prutas, the kudeshes. And all of it is without deep, without unknown. What?
If Orev is Dibu, you say Zimil.
No. If Orev is Mischai why would Dibu? Because Dibu was dominant. She told him, go and do an act, and he did the act. It's done deal, finish. The right away she's Mischai. Even he didn't tell her. She tells 10 more employees. And he she's finish. The chiyuv was when I do a mice upon your words. Then when he tells her the kiddush, it is already alvo. It's ain't obeying. Lekach niger ani uzdai. Comes, yes, Rabbi Yoshua.
Not the aim, then it's considered a law.
Correct.
Right?
Lekach niger, that's his question.
Yeah.
What does he answer? Lekach niger ani uzdai. He says, therefore, it looks to my poor knowledge. The Ika Kiddushi, the men of the Kiddushi. Hey, the men Kiddushin are is as follows. Okay, he's saying the Kiddushin is the love and the schatzes action, these kanech. Now, if now she's not willing to be miskadesh, she did. When he gives it, she became an order. 2 days later, he meets her and he says, listen, I have the Kodesh Asli. You told me that if you're going to become an order on this, you'll be willing to transfer the Arenos to Kiddushin. Let's do it right now. So now, if it wasn't that she agreed now to Miskadesh, she had to give back to him a money, the 100 zuz. She became an order. The kid of Shlomo, since she said in the beginning, ten ve'eskadesh, give the ploini, only miskadesh means give the ploini, and I'll be willing to miskadesh and be mikadesh to be later on. Do what he said, I'll be an order, and you go to miskadesh to me without aremos that I'll transfer the kiddush. Ten ve'eskadesh, avel or b'shas matan moas. So then he became an order, and she exchanged the aremos. So really, aremos is b'shatan moas because before he gave, she became an order. And when he gave, boom, she becomes an order. So where's the Kiddushin? Kiddushin is now. The Kever that Kiddushin nifter ma'amone. Since the Kiddushin exempts her from the aremos of the money, this Kiddushin move that he gave her shokla minei the choy. Ma'amone the shokla minei. She took money of the choy of the aremos, she took it away. So she took the aremos. She exchanged it with a Kiddushin. So she got a money. Who says this? The Rambam, Shadal Rashi. Again. So I have to show an answer. Why is that milveh? The answer is she's really an orev. She's an orev in the beginning when he tells her to do something. And I'll be Michael. Then he tells her, I want to marry you. So she's nishta me'amona, she exempt from the money. It's Kiddush Gmurim.
Goes into explaining the answer to the question.
Right. But they didn't give you an answer fully. Because Lamai said, true that you're an Orev and you exchange, and we knew that. Shaila was the moment you exchange, it's not Be'ein. He didn't explain yet. ובזה נסיעה שרשית הסרוש, זהו, דנירה מדבורו, דאבריו דלא אומר עסקת שלי באנוש עשה דבורה, According to the Rosh, even though he didn't say, get engaged to me with the pleasure I gave for you. The Rosh said, he didn't say get married with the pleasure that I gave money for you like the Rashba. I'm not Shimus. Rather, he's catching money. Marry me with the money itself that I gave for you. So he can say like the Yerushalmi, it's a flip, but he says no. How can she be Mekudesh with the money itself if it's not a pleasure? The nay the memil vein Mekudesh is truly with a loan, she's not Mekudesh. If it's pleasure, right now it's a pleasure. I'm not scared of work. But I know she's not that way. You feel good that I gave, that I told you that I gave. Okay. But if he's saying the money itself, not pleasure, so the money itself is there. It's past tense. Right now it's not paying, she's not. The nay the memil vein Mekudesh is surely by alone she's not Mekudesh. Unless he told her, marry me with a pleasure. So then it's now, pleasure is now. By alone, if he didn't say pleasure, if he didn't say with the pleasure of the mechila, she's thinking about the money he gave her. She doesn't have the mind on the money itself. Here, by a loan, the malve, which is the husband, gave her a loan before. Now she's not married, she has two options. With the money he gave her before, or the pleasure of the mechila. So she mixed up. If he didn't say clearly with the pleasure of mechila, she might think of the money itself. The money itself, it's gone. He didn't give anything virtual. Physically, it's just virtual. Right? But here, when she tells him, give money to Ploini, and he tells her, I'm married with that, she had no hope to think she's getting married with that money. So the money that came to her. Most likely, which is her mind, that pleasure, she accepts with her guarantee, with the cholim, through the Kiddushin. Was because of the obligation of guaranteeing, sure that she had on him. Yes.
The Rosh say.
So he wants to say he gave the answer. Here's the key. The answer is, question was, if it's Hano, I'll have to come on to Arus. And one of the Arus is Masha with Dibur alone. And why did it come to Hano of Be'imon? It's Ore Be'ezi Shlom Yisas Matan Moes. But Yisham Matan Moes, Dibur Beloikin is Mischayim. I'll have to come and tell you Hano. Right? Now, Bishas Hano, you need to give me Hano. Besides, for a smach, they need Hano for King. If it's all Shlom Yisas, Be'ezi Shlom Matan Moes. Aber lo Bishas Matan Moes, the Dibur, it may be Hano to more smach, but the Dibur so the Dibur makes the Chiyuv. So it's done, it's finished, now it's alone. The answer is no. I alone, it's done already. So she Daito Amilve, because he gave her alone. Unless I say clearly, B'mechilas Milve, where I'm not supposed to Mechilas Milve, she's thinking about the money because she got the money before. But by giving the money to the third party, she never has that. When I say now with that loan, with that money, she doesn't think really physically that money. Because it never gave it to her. She never came to her. So when he tells her that money I'm marrying you, or the money I gave, she definitely thinks mistomeh and the pleasure that her obligation to replace that money he gave upon our words of that she has. That's what he's marrying her with.
In the last sentence, the Rosh say, even if you are not saved for the benefit,
with the pleasure,
you are.
She's with the money itself. The money is gone. It's virtual. The answer is no. The money is not gone. The money is here because she's exchanging her shiabud to the kiddush. There's a support to the Rosh, what he meant Anas Mechilas Milve, that her mind is on the loan. That's why you need a director. But here you don't need a director. When she tells him give her money to a third party, most likely she's not thinking about that physical money. She's thinking about exchanging her arrangements. So we have Rambam, we have Pnei Yoshua, and learns like that. But we left with a very, very serious problem, rabbis. we now even more broken than before. Why? Because are we going to answer the Ritva? The Ritva that says, I know, I'm asking Rasua. They have a problem with that. What's our problem? So the beginning of the Zman, that the Ritva learns, she says, that is retracting not only to remove a smakta, is retracted by Ravuna and Ramuna that always done mishtabel with words to make the shiabud. La ilaha illallah, ilaha illallah. The question falls off. It's
Same question, if it's I know, so equals one.
no. First of all, we know, one second. Dano is Meshubit now. Get Dano now, listen. No, it's not a little bit now, so no now. The only problem where we have, the problem show us that the assumption is according to most of the Shorim, like Rashbam and others. But according to the Ritva, he learned the Gemara about Basra that Olive cannot be shtabed to Tibur alone. That Aloch and Simon Mem, that Olive can be shtabed alone is Rambam. And other Rishonim and Rashbam, that they learn about that really like alone. And the Gemara, she says, we are not sure what smart. But we know we start with that's a single thing that Rambam. Going to the Ritva, that's not true. Going to the Ritva, cannot be shtabed when she says, the Ritva says, you reorganize your understanding in the beginning. The whole mishtabed bedvor v'avoid ain't mishum ano. God cannot mishtabed with words alone. Mishtabed bedvor b'shas matan mois. Even all the mishat al-mois, we made a chiluk. Shalom mishat al-mois needs ano. Shalom is digbu. No. Even all the mishat al-mois. Mishtabed ain't no mishum ano. And that's pshat and Ravuna and Ramuna. That's Ravashi's pshat. And Mikol and all mishtabrino. That's Rashi.
Perspective, like
Yes.
is the most explaining things for everyone. Like Rashi say that take Rashba, read for Ramban, and put everything together.
Rashi?
Rashi.
No, Rashi he lived 300 years before them. He didn't say that. No, he didn't say that.
No, I know, but Rashi, como si te engloba. He like put every concept in like from everyone's in his thought. Like
It means he already knew.
Yeah, that cannot possible. You know all the Rishonim, definitely everybody knows it. Question is, what chapter Rashi? We don't know yet.
If you want to choose a team for Rashi, I choose Team Rashi.
Me too. I'm like you, the same boat. Yes, because Rashi learned that he can make mischai with words like the Yeshua, Rashi, Ramban, and Yeshua. Simple is 10 money per year, because it's all she can get a no. But with words alone, she's mischai. I've got the Ramoti Ano, ממה שמצינו עורב בדיבור is מיסחייב, עושה יבידים, בדרכי. זה הנקודה she exchanged the חיוב. This is the parshas of Rashi, the Rambam, and Bnei Yeshua. Yes, very good. You like that pshat, but we'll soon see other pshatim. Maybe we're going to be taste more, you like others.
Important. Learn first of all the Rashi,
Okay.
and then look
Okay. Now we learn Hidush Reb Shmuel.
There are some psuki.
Yes. Yes.
So the Torah says that the words is enough.
He learns in pleasure too. It's pleasure. Also pleasure. Okay. We have to see Reb Shmuel, Beyur Rabbi Shmuel.
The kasha, we had a kasha, why Mikvah didn't say like Rashi?
And we have an answer, because you have it's alvo. If it wasn't for the no, we have be alvo. We'll be that's what Ritva gain. Sure, the Ritva gain. He says, you guys are a problem. Is milvet. You have to answer. No, it's really the was before. And the kiddushin is exchanging the aremus later on. That's not a milve. Normal milve daita milve. Yes, not daita milve. You have to make chiluki. So he says, no, a very simple pshat. Right now, the time of the kiddushin, I know of kiddush. Only problem is the aremus don't do that. Aremus can be described without no. It's no, the Ritva holds it. Ritva l'shitosoi and Rashi l'shitosoi. But Reb Shmuel, but Chidush Reb Shmuel has a whole new pshat in the Rashba, in the Ritva. No, not, yeah, maybe. After you learn this, we'll see.
What is it?
The Reb Shmuel Rozovsky, he wants to say, you need a small mind that's mischayev t'mua. It's called Momen HaChoizer. Momen says which money. He says the Ritva understood. Really, the Ritva is ano. If it's ano, we have to come on to money. And we have to go on to Orim. Every ano it's no, but pleasure of ano, which is not Momen. It's not a market. It's not a market money. It's not money that you can demand. It's ano, but not money. It's not the value of money. Pleasure you can value as money. Some pleasure you cannot value as money, and money that you can demand, money you can tovea. It's not moment achoiza. It's I know that you cannot tovea. I gave you pleasure, but it's not enough to tovea money for. I got pleasure, benefit, but it's not tangible. It's not tangible, and it's not structurable to demand on money. That's a shmuel, but we have to stop here. No, it's a type of. It's a type of ano. They call it it's pleasure that it's markable pleasure. And it's momoin is anas momoin in his mechayev tmuro and you can have tvi on it. But ano do my words, listen to my words and do your money with my words. It's ano. But it's not ano that you can toveh. It's not toveh smomoy. It's not mechayev tomorrow. That's his chiddush. You have to understand what he says before he says. We see tomorrow inside, learn it inside. So really, once again, Reb Shmuel explains the Ritva, and Reb Yeshua explains Rashi. So really, we have the Yeshua and the Reb Yeshua are arguing. Each one explains different shita, and we have to put one against the other. Anas Shimush. That's already done deal. What? But even learned that the Rambam and the Ritva. They learned that we have a problem. We have to come into this ano. It's ano Shimush. It's ano b'chol kurs kitzel ano. So you have to come like Reb Shmuel. It's such ano. Anos because ano Shimush. It's not considered ano of ano asmomoy.
Kari and Bini.
He made the Ritva anos because one. He made the Rashba as ano Shimush. And then he had he's flipping. He made three categories. We say Rashi is not a shimush, it's not a crosswalk, and it's not flipping. It's getting started with the money with Dibur, and you exchanging the chiyuv revus with kiddush. You got she's took away. She's miskadish with exchanging the choiv, the debt. That's a fifth pshat. That's Rashi. That's Rambam. That's a Pnei Yeshua. But those who hold on, we have Ritva no. We have Rashba and Rambam no. We have to have the explanation of the Reb Shmuel Rozovsky. Pode acreditar que os águas glorificam. E o peito de mão, vamos lá, pelo Gani. Eles querem esfregar a bola. Não pode pode você, não para você. Aí, quando eu comecei isso aí, está um homem. Bem, por jogo, nem não gostamos de gostamos da croação. Quando o homem, a história vai voltar de novo a cantar de como nós que moramos, que a gente vai ter nós avançar. E não pode chamar lá, porque não quis lá também. Ai, não, não tem o povo, quando ele quando lá o homem, chama lá, pode chamar, já vamos dizer o homem. Se não vou ser lá, acabou, chamar o homem, não. A condição é o homem.
את התמונה הזאת, שומע? אז היה לי חידוש כזה, בישיבה של שוב בנים, עשו את זה מגדל, הייתה שם על הגג,
בישיבה, לראות
על הגג, עשו מגדל כזה גדול,
כדי לראות את
את הכל. שאלה אם זה שייך פה,
כן, כן.
מגדל פה, ועשו מגדל, ואז זה עשה גדול.
הרי יש, שאתה עולה, יש כזה פתח, אתה עולה מעל הפתח.
מעל הזה,
לא מדרגות, יש פתח.
כן,
אתה עולה מעליו,
כן, על זה,
אתה רואה את זה.
אולי צריך לעשות כזה גדול.
רציתי לעשות שם פלט.
שם הבעיה שאני רוצה מאוד אחד. אני חושב שלא, משהו כמו בסדר, להכרעה מאצלך. אז זה שימוש גדול מאוד.
רציתי לעשות את זה, אבל פעמים, לא עשיתי...
היה לי רעיון, סתם אחרי ככה, זה משהו יפה, שאתה נקרא בסדר.
זה הם. שהוא בא לי מסור.
לא, זה סיבוב חברה כפוע. יכול לראות את כל מסמים, כל האזורים שם.
אנשים שונים להר הבית, משהו.
גוי מטורף. מטורף, רק תקבל את המסע הזה. זה הרעיון שלנו. רק את הרעיון שאנחנו נעמוד פה, לכל לראות את המסמים. זה פלטה ענקית. תעשה את זה, נזיק את זה, רואים מסמים. בבריא בחר, שעלה, לא סביר.
לא יודע. תראה, זה מציל שם.
Done. Yeah, this is yours. Everyone, the door, watching, Moses, Allah, we put this in it, 1 minute. Yeah. No, but stop right. Good. Everything, right? Nice to say.
Very nice in the books.
Yeah, I started. I did some. After finish one, I have to do 3 more times. Time. Yeah, you want to help?
Person never comes up from their home. It's just come. Good machine. What did you do when you were at the wedding? Travel around?
Yeah. Father in Brooklyn, and I drove my brother to Chicago.
Really? Wow. You totally.
Yeah, well, yeah, all over, you know. Trying to drive. Chilling,
ground below this place.
Look, my father.
Where's he living? Wow.
Nice, look, 2 pages.
Where, what?
That's my father.
What?
Their side.
What?
Their side. The way of life.
Well, you got the new ones back, you got triple, that one in there.
Alright.
All the shots, but I think. Usually. I can't imagine where you put them. You know where you took them.
Yeah, very good, very good. Yeah, it's coffee. Like coffee.
This is nothing.
Good luck.
Yeah. I thought the last two books the difference. How many years in that? Second year, Four for one.
Actually, I'm not worried.
Good. Just know that. You guys do. Okay.
I think today actually I have the doctor. Beginners books.
I think the first thing that says beginners post. Coast to post is in the end degree.
Well, yeah.
If you look at coast to post, you're in deep.
Guys. Yeah. That was just a lot of things. I don't know, really, it's ideas.
He's a deal.
Yeah, I just have to be practical.
He's not practical.
No.
What?
No, it's a good. I see it.
Yeah. Well, I did hear, no, the other. I did hear that the Rosh Yeshiva say that he. Slow. I did hear the Rosh Yeshiva say that he's interested in taking all the old type books. He gives them to Bells. Bells has a lot of facility where they can take textbooks, all the old, and then he takes it, wants to get all new editions of everything. Well, all the new parishes now.
Waiting for this. Question is, it's like wine, better wine, so what you do for this? Yeah.
Actually, you can see it.
Guarda, c'è il Dio.
Oh no. Oh no. I'd like to own it, what's wrong with it? Stuff, people leave all their old stuff there. So he gives them all to Bell. Bell has a lot of facilities. They have a lot of people carrying, cleaning, keeping, putting back together all the books. Then he gets all of the petitions and everything. And then he has to. It's all new stuff. I did it for 2 years. Everything, 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 everything. It was nice, it was really nice. I had to learn more about where everything went, where everything was anyway. Yes.
I'm just saying, like, this practically. Which part of the skill is saying? More time, in a reduction di costo. Wait, do you go back and
El placer de que le hizo caso, ¿no? Y el placer de que el placer que le hizo caso. Intrínseco. Ah, eso todo. Eso esta que son, ¿no? Iba a estar pensando. Sí, Rashi, tipo. Hay un evento de él. No, qué bien, haciendo placer por la persona que se tiene cáncer también. La contesta, algo a pensar.
No sabemos que un carácter yo digo, no, le va a dar cuando tú vas, él va, digamos que el aire va a mucho. No pagó. No pagó. Yo dije a mí que no hay discriminado. En la Torah soy obligado o no. Sí, obligación de salir, dedicarse, por lo que tenga. Pero no una obligación.
Hace parte del papel escrito, no, pero
voy a pedir, digo, sí, yo dije que me había yo dije, las personas que se solamente mucho nada, no explica. Tienen su cartino y todo, con sus tablas, nada. Pero sabemos que ese se cayó porque habló. ¿Qué es lo que pasa aquí con la mujer? Algo solamente dice, dale a él y me caso. Pero la hermana no va a dice, la primera cosa que la hermana va a decir, ¿no? Dice, yo hago el examen. The words in the Torah, I meant to stumble. You must stumble. But you have to put yourself in it. You're like flying around every hour. Doesn't work. The void. The building. Like a baby. A goes on, B like this part. Build the whole thing. Nothing about any of it. To the word. It's all. Yes, it takes time, it takes a lot of time. After making my room, I've been running my ideas. Start out. It's the only way to do it. Lawyer.
El Rambam dice esta cosa, y yo que hay un placer que el doctor recibe recibe la recibió barata. Hay un placer que el doctor recibe como si lo recibió barata. La palabra es el placer,